was so fun. Just working with my dad, I loved it, and he just taught me everything, and he was there directing me by side, and it was just amazing to watch him direct because I've never seen it before.
Kevin Costner has been one of Hollywood's top actors since the 80s, and he has plenty of accolades to show for it. He's won 2 Academy Awards, 3 Golden Globe Awards, 2 Screen Actors Guild Awards, an Emmy, and a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Evidence of these success have seen Costner amass a fortune of wealth that brought tears to his family upon revelation. Curious to find out how much the movie star is worth? Keep watching. Let us take a quick look at Costner's early life and journey to building a ridiculous net worth. Stay tuned as we dive in. Kevin Costner was born the youngest of 3 boys on January 18, 1955, in Linwood, California, and grew up in Compton, California. His parents were William and Sharon Costner. Sharon Ray Costner was a welfare worker, and his father, William Costner, was an electrician and a utilities executive. Costner's father's heritage originates with German immigrants to North Carolina in the 1700s, with English, Irish, Scottish, and Welsh ancestry. Costner was raised Baptist, and while he was not academically, he played sports, especially football, took piano lessons, wrote poetry, and sang in the First Baptist Choir. Costner has credited the 1962 movie How the West Was Won, which he watched as a child, for his inspiration and love for Western films. He became interested in acting and dancing while in his last year of college. In 1978, while on an airplane returning from his honeymoon in Puerto Vallarta, Costner had a chance encounter with actor Richard Burton. At that time, Costner was uncertain about whether he should become an actor, and he approached Burton to ask his advice. Costner has revealed that Burton encouraged him to pursue acting. He asked Burton whether it was possible to be an actor without experiencing turmoil in one's private life. According to Costner, Burton replied that he thought it was possible. As a result of their exchange, Costner revealed Burton inspired him to become an actor, but he had no acting skills and had to take acting lessons. Having agreed to undertake a job as a marketing executive, Costner began taking acting lessons 5 nights a week with the support of his wife. His marketing job lasted 30 days. He took jobs that allowed him to develop his acting skills by paying his tuition, including working on fishing boats, as a truck driver, and giving tours of movie stars' Hollywood homes. This work supported the couple while Costner attended auditions. In 1981, after taking lots of acting lessons, Costner made his film debut in Sizzle Beach. Although filmed in the winter of 1978 to 1979, the film was not released until 1981 and was re-released in 1986. The release complications and lack of documentation led many to believe that Costner's debut was in the movie The Touch, also known as Stacy's Nights, in 1983 with Eve Lilith and Andra Million. Following his debut in the film industry, Costner played a minor role as a frat boy in the Ron Howard film Night Shift in 1982. He appears at the climax of a frat-style blowout party in the New York City morgue when the music is suddenly stopped by a frantic Henry Winkler. Costner can be seen holding a beer and looking surprised at the sudden halt of celebration. The next year, Costner appeared in a commercial for the Apple Lisa and Table for Five, and the same year had a small role in the nuclear Holocaust film Testament. Later, he was cast in The Big Chill and filmed several scenes that were planned as flashbacks but were removed from the final cut. His role was that of Alex, the friend who took his own life, the event that brings the rest of the cast together. Costner was a friend of director Lawrence Kasdan, who promised the actor a role in a future project. Lawrence kept his word and casted Costner in the film Silverado in 1985, which became a breakout role for Costner. In 1987, Costner achieved movie star status when he starred as federal agent Elliot Ness in The Untouchables, and in the leading role of the thriller No Way Out. He solidified his A-list status in the baseball-themed films Bull Durham in 1988 and Field of Dreams 1989. In 1990, he partnered with producer Jim Wilson to form the production company TIG Productions. Tig's first film was the epic Dances with Wolves, which Costner directed and starred in. This film was nominated for 12 Academy Awards and won 7, including 2 for Costner personally as Best Picture and Best Director awards. He then starred as District Attorney Jim Garrison in the Oliver Stone-directed political epic thriller JFK. The film gained significant controversy for its historical inaccuracies, but was also praised for its style, direction, and performances. Costner received a Golden Globe Award for Best Actor Motion Picture Drama nomination for his role. In 1992, he then starred opposite Whitney Houston in the romantic drama The Bodyguard, where he also served as a producer. The film was a pop culture sensation and financial success. However, Costner has had his fair share of failed movies and underwhelming reviews. The science fiction post-apocalyptic epics Waterworld in 1995 and The Postman in 1997, the latter of which Costner also directed, were both commercial disappointments and both largely regarded by critics as artistic failures. However, while Waterworld achieved respectable box office and some positive reviews, results for The Postman were far worse, and it ended up winning 5 Golden Raspberry Awards, including Worst Picture, Worst Actor, and Worst Director for Costner. In 1996, Costner starred in the golf comedy Tin Cup for Ron Shelton, who had previously directed him in Bull Durham. He developed the film Air Force One and was set to play the lead role of the president, but ultimately decided to concentrate on finishing The Postman instead. He personally offered the project to Harrison Ford. In 1999, he starred in Message in a Bottle with Robin Wright, based on the novel of the same name by Nicholas Sparks. The film drew mixed reviews and just about broke even at the box office. His career revived somewhat in 2000 with 13 Days, in which he portrayed Kenneth O'Donnell, a top advisor to John F. Kennedy. In 2003, The Western Open Range, which he directed and starred in, received critical acclaim and was a surprise success commercially. He received some of his best reviews for his supporting role as retired professional baseball player Denny Davies in The Upside of Anger, for which he received a nomination from the Broadcast Film Critics Association and won the San Francisco Film Critics Circle Award for Best Supporting Actor. After that, Costner starred in The Guardian and in Mr. Brooks, in which he portrayed a repeat offender. Costner continued his movie success portraying Devil Anse Hatfield in the 3-part miniseries Hatfields and McCoys, which premiered on May 28, 2012, on the History Channel. The movie broke a record by pulling 13.9 million viewers. The role earned Costner the 2012 Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Miniseries or a Movie, the 2000 ABD 13 Screen Actors Guild Award for Outstanding Performance by a Male Actor in a Miniseries or Television Movie, and the 2013 Golden Globe Award for Best Performance by an Actor in a Limited Series or a Motion Picture made for television. In 2017, he starred with Jessica Chastain in Aaron Sorkin's directorial debut film, Molly's Game. Since 2018, Costner has starred in and produced the television series Yellowstone, marking the first regular TV series role of his career. In August 2022, Costner began production on Horizon, an American saga, a Western epic that will be split into at least 4 films, each just under 3 hours in length. Costner plans on the films being released over a series of months. Reports are he will act as director of the project and said the film was proposed as an event television series. Production on the first film was expected to last at least 220 days, but was completed by November 2022, with production of the next films underway by May 2023. Apart from his movie career, Costner is a singer in Kevin Costner and Modern West, a country rock band which he founded with the encouragement of his wife Christine. In October 2007, the band began a worldwide tour which included shows in Istanbul and Rome. The group also performed at NASCAR Sprint Cup Series races at Daytona International Speedway and Charlotte Motor Speedway in Concord. Costner was raised Baptist, and while he was not academically, He played sports, especially football, took piano lessons, wrote poetry, and sang in the First Baptist Choir, North Carolina. On November 11, 2008, the band released a country album, Untold Truths, on Universal South Records. The album peaked at number 61 on the Billboard Top Country Albums and number 35 on the Top Heatseekers chart. 3 singles, Superman 14, Long Hot Night and Backyard, have been released to radio, although none have charted. For the single Superman 14, a live music video was made. In February 2010, a second Kevin Costner and Modern West album, Turn It On, was released in Europe and was supported by a European tour. In July 2012, the band performed in Halifax, Nova Scotia, at the 20th annual TELUS World Skins Game in support of the IWK Health Center Foundation, donating a guitar autographed by Costner. Kevin Costner has also appeared in the documentary film Country Roads by Marieke Schroeder. The most recent album released by Kevin Costner and Modern West, Tales from Yellowstone, was written by Costner and his co-writers from the perspective of John Dutton, Costner's character on the hit TV series Yellowstone. Songs from the album were featured on Season 3 of the show. Kevin Costner Personal Life Details. In 1975, while in college, Costner started dating fellow student Cindy Silva, and they married 3 years later. During their marriage, they had 2 daughters born in 1984 and 1986, and a son born in 1988. The couple, however, divorced in 1994 after 16 years of marriage, due to Costner allegedly having an affair while on the set of Waterworld. Following his divorce, Costner had a brief relationship with Bridget Rooney, future wife of billionaire Bill Koch. Costner and Rooney had a son together, born in 1996. He then dated political activist Birgit Cunningham. On September 25, 2004, Costner married his girlfriend of 4 years, model and handbag designer Christine Baumgartner, at his ranch in Aspen, Colorado. They have 2 sons. Baumgartner filed for divorce, which became finalized on February 20, 2024. Actor Kevin Costner is wildly rich. Like not just regular celebrities with several million in the bank, rich, we're talking beachside mansion, can afford thousands of dollars in child support and still have money to play with. Rich. Curious as to just how much he owns? Keep watching to find out. Kevin Costner net worth. Kevin Costner's net worth in 2023 is estimated to be somewhere between $250 million and $400 million. Celebrity Net Worth and People cites his net worth at an estimated $250 million, but during proceedings for his ongoing divorce with Christine Baumgartner, her representative stated that Costner's net worth is within the $400 million range. Either way, Kevin Costner is sitting on a pretty penny. How has he amassed such enormous wealth? Costner's net worth first got a massive boost from his acting roles, and he raked in $50 million for his 1991 roles, according to Forbes, and $14 million for his role in Waterworld in 1995. Costner also earns from singing in his country rock band Kevin Costner and Modern West, and in 2015, he co-authored a graphic novel and adventure tale titled The Explorer's Guild, A Passage to Shambhala. His average monthly income is truly staggering. Kevin's monthly earnings came to light amid the divorce hearing between him and Christine, when his lawyers revealed via Entertainment Tonight that his average cash flow for the 30 months ending June 30, 2023 was approximately $1.3 million per month. His accountants noted this was with Kevin's Yellowstone salary being taken into account. In 2022, Variety reported Kevin was making a whopping $1.3 million per episode of Yellowstone. And thanks to his recent child support hearing with Christine, we know a lot more about how his payments on the show work. While it's been announced that he plans on exiting the series, Costner's initial Yellowstone salary was $500,000 per episode. After Yellowstone became a massive hit, Variety reported in 2022 that Costner's Yellowstone salary was bumped up to $1.3 million per episode. Costner reportedly earned $19.2 million for the fifth season of Yellowstone, with rumors of $1.5 million per episode, and if by some miracle a sixth season is produced, which brings his projected earnings at a whopping $24 million for the entire season. Costner's real estate portfolio is worth hundreds of millions. Costner's homes have long held fans' interest, especially given that there has been so much dispute over his longtime Carpinteria, California, home following his divorce from his second wife, Christine Baumgartner. Still, Costner has done well in maintaining his long-standing properties, retaining most of his estates for several decades. Stay tuned as we share glimpses into each of his homes. Carpinteria Beachside Compound. Costner married his first wife, Cindy Silva, after the pair met in college. A decade later, in 1998, the Oscar winner purchased a massive compound in Carpinteria, California, near Santa Barbara, which became the couple's primary residence. Now valued at around $145 million, the 1.4-acre compound comprises several different structures, including a main house and two additional houses, all situated on a bluff overlooking the Pacific Ocean. Costner and Silva split in 1994, with Costner retaining ownership of the home. Fast forward to 2023, and the beachside compound was thrust back into the spotlight after Costner and his second wife, Christine Baumgartner, called it quits on their marriage of nearly 2 decades. It was reported that Baumgartner refused to leave, moving into one of the smaller houses on the property, often used as staff quarters. Eventually, the handbag designer agreed to move into a $40,000 a month rental in Montecito, and the pair reached a settlement, the terms of which were not made public, allowing Costner to once again keep his compound. Midnight Star Casino and Restaurant. Though not technically a residence, Costner did once own the Midnight Star Casino and Restaurant in Deadwood, South Dakota. As the story goes, the actor discovered the area when he was scouting for shooting locations for his 1990 film, Dances with Wolves. He opened the venue 1 year later, out of his deep love for Deadwood and the Black Hills of South Dakota and their historical importance in our country's story. He told the Associated Press, "I hope that resurrecting and restoring the famed Phoenix Block building would allow it, as the Midnight Star, to also become a part of the famed Deadwood story." The complex featured a grand staircase to the casino's mezzanine and 2 restaurants. Costner closed the venue in 2017, and the place was eventually sold to a new owner in 2020. Spanish-style La Residence. Following his split from Silva, Costner picked up a West Side home for close to $3 million in 1995. The purchase followed the success of the Oscar winner's science fiction epic Waterworld. Details about the property are sparse, but the Los Angeles Times reported that the pad was described as a Spanish hacienda, measuring about 9,000 square feet, with 5 bedrooms and additional staff quarters. There was also a library, a gym, a wine cellar, and a screening room, as well as a tennis court and a swimming pool. The celeb-friendly spot had quite the Hollywood pedigree. Costner purchased the house from Oscar-winning actor Richard Dreyfuss and eventually sold it to Ryan Seacrest for $11.5 million in 2006. Sprawling Aspen Ranch. Costner began the next decade with a major investment in a ranch in Aspen affectionately referred to as Dunbar Ranch, named after his character in Dances with Wolves. He reportedly paid $30,000 for the 160 acres of land in 2000. The main house features 12 bedrooms and 8 bathrooms spread across nearly 6,000 square feet, and the estate is located just minutes from downtown Aspen. Other standout features of the luxury retreat include a massive lake, a baseball field, a sledding hill, and 3 hot tubs with caretakers on hand to help care for the grounds 24/7. Costner reportedly typically rents out the property during the winter months, when he presumably spends more time in Santa Barbara. According to reports, Costner's rental situation is a lucrative one. In the high season, he can make up to $250,000 per week. In recent years, he even listed the ranch on the rental market for $36,000 a night. The property, which features stunning views of the surrounding mountains, was also where Costner and Baumgartner tied the knot in 2004. The actor still owns this vacation getaway. Second Santa Barbara residence. In 2006, Costner reportedly paid approximately $28 million for the 17-acre lot he'd seen while on the run, selling 7 of those acres to his neighbor 1 year later. The property features views of both the Pacific Ocean and the Santa Barbara Mountains, with exclusive beach access and a path for horseback riding. Perched on a dramatic bluff, the main house is, by contrast, decidedly modest. A 1942 home with 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms spread across around 1,000 square feet. Costner initially had plans to build a larger residence, a guest house, and a pool in its place, but ended up infamously taking out a mortgage on the property instead in order to finance his longtime movie project Horizon, an American saga. It wasn't an easy decision, but it was the decision I needed to make, he previously told the AP. He put the estate up for sale for $60 million in 2017, but later took it back off the market. He still owns this residence. With a ridiculous net worth in hundreds of millions, Kevin Costner is giving back. Since 1992, Costner has financially supported a variety of Democratic politicians, including Al Gore and Tom Daschle, but also made contributions to Republican Phil Gramm as late as 1995. In more recent news, Kevin Costner helps with Hurricane Milton, Helene relief efforts as he relates to Seasons of Darkness. The actor, along with his band Modern West, released his first song in more than 4 years to support victims of Hurricanes Helene and Milton with music. Costner, 69, shared on his Instagram feed that all proceeds from his song will be entirely donated to the disaster relief fund Hope Force International, who are on the ground actively helping in the areas devastated by these hurricanes. Kevin is also paying over $60,000 a month in child support and had to pay $80 million in his first divorce settlement to ex-wife Cindy Silva. Who inherits Costner's wealth? Although while he hasn't publicly shared details of who gets his wealth and estates, Costner's children are set to inherit his huge earnings and properties. Kevin Costner is the proud dad of 7 children. The movie star shares 3 adult children, Annie, aged 40, Lily, 37, and Joe, 36, with his ex-wife Cindy Silva, as well as son Liam, 26, with former partner Bridget Rooney. The Oscar winner has 3 children with his now estranged wife, designer Christine Baumgartner, Caden Wyatt, age 17, Hayes Logan, 15, and Grace Avery, 14. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and also click the next video shown on your screen.